Welcome to Talking Books TV. My guest today is Suzanne Tulien, and we're going to talk about the difference between branding and marketing. Her book is Brand DNA, and you can find out more on brandascension.com. Welcome to the show, Suzanne, and tell me why most people, we want to just forge ahead, get our business cards done, get our letterhead done, and really, whoa, we should pull back and wait and really do the branding first. Tell
Yes.
me how that should work.
Well, thanks again for having me on the show, Michelle. That's a great question. It's why we're in business because there's so many small business entrepreneurs up to mid-sized companies that really want to have that tangibility of brand, and that's where they feel the value is by creating a business card and creating that logo and getting it out there. That's their main concern, is getting that out there. The problem with that is that they're showcasing an image that's supposed to be representative of who they say they are as a brand. And yet they haven't done the internal work yet to really uncover and discover those attributes that make up who they say they are as a brand.
Now,
So
wait a
what
minute, because usually, you get this great idea. You're going to go sell red poppies at the corner hood store, and that's all you're going to sell. And so it's easy. You just go to your graphic designer and you say, create me a business card and I want a red poppy on there. Isn't that good enough?
No, it's not good enough. And the reason for that is because let me just give you a scenario. Let's say that your neighbor 5 houses down decides the same thing because you guys can grow poppies in that area. And so they're going to set up a booth at the same corner or the opposite corner and start selling the red poppies. And so, but the way they sell it might be a little different than you sell it, or maybe they're more conscious about the delivery of their service or their whole transactional process. Maybe they make it a little bit more special because they're highly conscious about how they want to show up as a brand, and they know you're on the other corner. So they're highly conscious about just creating that little extra stuff that creates that emotional bond that is so necessary in creating competitive advantage.
And that's, you say, what goes into the branding is knowing how you're different than your competitor?
Well, yeah, and it is that when you look at it from that 30,000-foot view. But what I really want to focus in on with the owners that are listening, the small business owners, is that it's not so much how you're going to compare. I don't want you to focus so much on your competition. I want you to focus on how you can show up authentically and show up so powerfully that way and be consistent at doing that. Then you're going to attract those customers that appreciate that and buy into that. And then they're going to tell their friends. They're going to become advocates here.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you an analogy that's real easy to understand. Think of your business brand as a Hollywood movie, okay? So the script, everything you talk about and everything you say shows up as all of your marketing. So that's how you communicate about your brand, right? So think of the script of the Hollywood movie as the marketing aspect. Now I want you to think of how you just show up every day and how you do what you do. You create the transactions, your relationships with your customers and your employees are the actors. So you've got this great script that you think you wrote, this great campaign, this great marketing copy, that's this great script that'll bring them in. But if the actors don't show up and make it believable, and you start buying into that authenticity of that role, and the trust begins to build, then the script is worth nothing. You'll never buy into that Hollywood movie. You'll never tell your friends to go see it. But it's the actors, the brand, that can live the script so authentically in their behaviors and how they show up, that make it so emotionally compelling, that create that bond with the customer. That's so powerful. That's when you understand truly what a brand is, and I'll talk to you about that in just a moment, then you'll really understand that it starts the moment you open your doors and you are open for business. Because what a brand is simply a perception. And as soon as someone starts getting a perception, and we start perceiving within the first 7 seconds of contact, We pick up 11 impressions and we start calculating, is this good, bad, or am I indifferent with this experience? So the consumer begins to decide whether they like this place, they don't like this place, they're gonna buy, they may not buy, fight or flight, it's all in the limbic brain. And so we have 7 seconds to relay a perception that we want everyone else to think of when they think or see us as a brand or transact with us. Wow. So when you think about it just being a perception, everybody has a brand already. Whether you're consciously managing it or not is the key. That's the question. We have, a free downloadable PDF that says Stop Marketing, Start Branding, and it shows some of those myths, as well as I've got a series of video brand bites that are 3 minutes or less that just make you think harder about what you're doing and give you some ahas. And they're low calorie, high impact, powerful information pieces on brands. So we have a whole library of those, and I continue to build those. Thanks so much.